Hey Aquarius, it's Mama TPG with One Love, One Light Tarot. Welcome to your wealth reading. Let's get into it. Let's see what lesson you're working on in regard to your wealth. Spirit, what is the lesson that Aquarius is learning in regard to their wealth? Okay, we get growth. Excuse me. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Well, abundance and wealth is all about growth. So I feel like you're recognizing where you have fertility, where you have, where you're able to sow your seeds in order to grow and expand. So this is about spiritual consciousness and awareness, but it directly affects your wealth. All right, so let's get the story here. What's going on? Spirit, what is the current energy, current wealth energy for Aquarius? Show me clearly. What is their current wealth energy for Aquarius? And we have the Nine of Wands, spiritual strength. Okay, so Nine of Wands it can be about having a lot of heavy burdens. In other decks, it is about kind of that wounded warrior, like you're almost done, but you have one last fight in you in order to complete a cycle, complete a battle, learn a lesson, whatever it is for you. Directly related to your wealth, we're talking a possible need to go solo and really branch out on your own. So if you're currently working for somebody, I'm not saying quit your job. I'm thinking there's a need to add on to that to, kind of fortify your income by some type of side gig or something like that. But we'll get more cards to clarify that. So what is the challenge for Aquarius right now in regard to wealth and growth? All right, we have the Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. So because this is a challenge, I'm feeling like maybe you're not so silent about the struggles that you're going through. And I feel like Spirit is saying, be very careful with your words, because your words have a lot of power. So if you aren't being silent about any kind of financial struggles you're going through that are affecting your wealth, it's time to really go within, because what you speak has power, and you could be potentially creating this challenge in a sense by sharing, what you're going through. I'm not saying you don't tell anybody, but what you say over and over, like I'm tired of struggling, I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. All of these things, when you're speaking about your suffering, is bringing more suffering to you. And how empowering is it to know that if you start speaking positively over your finances, you will gain positivity in your wealth. Okay, but we will get more clarification. And directly relating to wealth, the Nine of Swords is talking about poor planning and stress. And so if you take the time to really evaluate why you're stressed, why, it's probably because of poor planning. So how can you move forward with a better plan, right? That's how you empower yourself, is finding solutions, allowing Spirit to guide you to a better way of doing things. This person is, has taken steps and been on a path, and now they've stopped and they're looking out and they see the sun rising over there, but they know that there's a lot of unknowns between them and that light, right? So it's about really coming up with a better plan financially in order to make the most of your money. Okay. Spirit, what is the advice for Aquarius? What's the advice for Aquarius? And we have intuition, or the high priestess. Yes. So this is about not, a lot of times the reason why we're sharing our struggles and strifes with others is we're not trusting ourselves to make good decisions. We're hoping that the solution will come from the outside. And what Spirit is saying here is it's going to come from the inside, and directly related to your sorry, there's a little fly flying around. Directly related to your wealth. The high priestess is about taking that time to reevaluate, not just about how your money is going out or how you're earning that money or how you're creating flow, but what is your end goal? What is it that's important to you? What is your top priority? In your heart and mind, you could believe your top priority is one thing, but your money and your energy suggest something else. Your money and energy could be going somewhere else, that's not your intention. That's not your top priority, right? Okay. As the outcome, we get what? Patience and planning. This is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is about planting seeds and waiting for them to grow, not waiting, allowing them to grow, nurturing them, growth. That's exactly what this is all about. So I feel like this is really pretty clear that it, whatever suffering you may be going through, whatever burdens, it's about poor planning. And this is not to attack you. This is giving you the insight to recognize, hey, I need a better plan here. All right, so let's get some clarification so we can hone in on exactly how to do this. So Spirit, why is this spiritual strength or Nine of Wands here for Aquarius? And we get the Magician. The Magician has everything he needs there. If you look at his little tray, he has Pentacles. He has the Cup, which is love, and he has the Wand, which is the passion and the action, and the Swords, which is the thoughts and the truth, right? So everything he needs to manifest anything that he wants. But there does need to be a plan. All right, so why is the Nine of Swords or suffering in silence here for Aquarius? Incidentally, this is indicating that there will be an upswing in your finances. When we're talking directly about wealth. So the cards for me have a little bit different meanings when our total focus is wealth and not just, trying to get the overall picture. We're talking directly about your money, even though everything else in your life affects your wealth. And your wealth affects everything else in your life. So why is this Nine of Swords here for Aquarius? And we have the Queen of Cups. All right. So I also feel like the challenge, if you aren't sharing what you're going through, and you are just, and that's causing a challenge for you, then it's about not pulling it all inside of you. Okay? Sorry for the ink on, I got in a fight with a pen, but needless to say, Queen of Cups is very intuitive. She has foresight. She connects with her intuition. She trusts how she feels, and that's how she makes her decisions. It doesn't mean that she doesn't use logic. She's fully connected logic and intuition in order to make sound decisions. Now, her priority does not necessarily mean wealth. Her priority is loving and caring and nurturing for her family. So I feel like you may have a tendency to think that you have to do things all on your own. And that's why this Nine of Swords, suffering in silence, is saying you're doing this all alone and you have resources available to you, whether it's from your partner, whether it's roommates, family. You have help, and you are choosing, you may be choosing to think that it makes you stronger not to allow others to support you. But this is far from the case. We all need each other. If somebody is offering their support, allow them to support, allow them to fortify you. I'm not saying that they have to, do everything for you, but allow others to support you because you support others, okay? And we're, like I said, we're all in this together. We all need other people, or can be, again, that word, fortified by others. Why is this High Priestess or intuition here for Aquarius as the advice? And we have the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. And this, I feel like, is really about taking actions based on your intuition. That is the advice. That is what is being said. Now, the Prince of Swords is not necessarily all that intuitive. However, he's very logical. So if we have intuition and logic right here, it's saying you need both in order to move forward, in order to see this upswing in your finances. The Magician is also directly with wealth, is talking about really flourishing. So it's about, everything coming together and then really causing that growth, that flourishing, right? The Queen of Cups is all about following your gut, like I said. The Prince of Swords, this is a little bit unstable when it comes to wealth. This is about taking action without thinking it through, without including your intuition. So that is the poor planning here that needs to be, that's the advice in order to get to this patience and planning and harvest, right? Okay, so why is this patience and planning, or Seven of Pentacles, here for Aquarius as the outcome? Show me clearly. Okay, Four of Wands. Four of Wands, for me, is all about stability. It's about the four corners of your house is how I look at it, is like, this is stable, it's secure, it's fulfilling, it's content, and it has potential for, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. It's somewhere where you can make that happen and feel secure and supported, okay? Directly related to your finances, this is about possibly investing in property. Maybe you're talking about buying a house, and I think that's what is the outcome, but it's going to take planning. Patience and planning. You have to plan for that. You have to sow seeds in order to get to this point where you're able to make that type of investment. Okay, so with growth, it all starts with a seed, and imagine that even the biggest trees start from a seed. So that is a good way of really looking at it. So let's get some guidance for you, Aquarius. Did I say Libra? Because I really had Libra on the mind all day today. And I did just do their video, but I can't get them off of my mind. But no, Aquarius. This is all about Aquarius. What guidance do we have, Aquarius? For Aquarius. Triple Spiral. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. All right, so that's all about your attitude and staying positive and not allowing yourself to suffer, being grateful for what you do have, and looking at things as positively as possible. And I did do a daily blind spot, and it was talking about really looking at where are you wearing those, negativity goggles where you will not be able to see anything positive from it. Take those off. Look at things, when we look at things through negativity only, it's a protection. It is a mechanism of a defense mechanism in order to protect ourselves from being disappointed or, feeling pain. So it's about you know, that doesn't serve you. I know it's natural for us to be like that, but you have to fight against looking at everything as though it's going to fail, because it will fail if that's how you look at it. That's how powerful you are. Okay, so what other guidance do we have? Okay, we have Earth. Ask the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. I mean, that's what this whole reading is about, is you actually are very strong, but you need, you know, you need to get grounded and really be clear and open to seeing what you already have, being grateful for that, and looking at things positively, making plans, and being diligent. All right, those are the messages that came through in regard to your wealth. I feel like this is a really strong message, and I think it indicates that you are doing very well. There are just areas where you could bring in positivity and faith and allow others to support you. Those are the messages, Aquarius. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And remember that the universe has your back, and so do I. Take care.